about.
Oh! I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are we introducing us?
We're introducing us because we are awesome. But also it's the film we're going to see today.
Mm-hmm. I am looking forward to this one.
I'm kind of, maybe. I'm willing to give it a chance. Obviously it's from Jordan Peele, who did Get Out. Everyone overhyped that movie to fuck. So by the time I got to see it, I thought it was average.
Yeah.
I thought it had a boring and predictable plot. The concept was decent, but I just thought that it was just really predictable.
I can remember seeing the trailer and thinking, I don't know why people are getting super excited for it.
Yeah.
I think there might have been some political reasons why people got excited for it.
Possibly.
But I went and I saw the film and I was like, it was kind of an average horror film.
Yeah.
Us, on the other hand, I've seen the trailer for that. The trailer looks fantastic.
Yeah, I think it looks quite interesting. It seems to be like, a family living wherever. I think the boy sees a kid on the beach or something, and then they start seeing these doppelgangers of themselves or whatever. What was good about the trailer is it kind of revealed no plot.
Yes.
So again, I like that in a
horror film.
In a horror film.
Like
trailer.
Marable.
Yeah.
How people haven't seen that, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was telling someone about it massively, and it was one of the most compelling horror films ever. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done, especially to subvert your expectations in that way.
Oh, I like that saying.
in that way, with modern films, it's really hard to be original now.
Yeah.
Especially with horror concepts.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, in that way, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this film does. It's their first horror film of the year.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
And we like reviewing horror films.
We do.
Especially
if they're good.
Yeah, especially if they're fucking good. Nothing beats a good horror movie. But last year they've got A Quiet Place and Marable to do.
They were probably my two most surprising films of the year.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. So yeah, I don't think there's much more needs to be said for this one. We'll just get in and we will see you.
Use. Us. Them.
We.
Do. As soon as I came on, I was like, I got fire on it. I got cheese on it.
As soon as it kicked in, I was like, they're playing our song, Macintosh. They're playing our song.
That was the first time we made Texacanos. Picked up and I got cheese on it.
Do you know what? I enjoyed the shit out of it.
So did I. It was not in any way, was it scary or did it make me jump? But I loved it. I loved the idea behind it as well.
I wasn't creeped out at all, but it was so good.
Winston Duke was amazing. He is such a dad.
I know. I kept thinking the worst for his character, but then, the whole film pleasantly surprised me.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to quite be so direct about it and then have you introduced to the villains in that sort of way, and then it went in a completely different direction than I expected. Do you know what? It begins, you mean the younger version of Mum. It starts back in 1986 when she's a child. She has an encounter in a haunted house meets a fun house. House of Mirrors kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like Shaman's Walk, Find Yourself or something like that.
You then meet her when she's older. She's taking her kids back on vacation to this place. She's obviously apprehensive because she's had this experience and she feels that this threat is looming over her and her family. The film started and it kind of trotted out a few cliches. They had the mum and dad at odds with each other. They had the little girl wandering off from her dad because he's inattentive. They had the guy with the sign, the Bible quote, and I was like, oh my god, it's just one after another. I was like, what is going on in this film?
It was almost like the whole 1986 section was the place where all the cliches were.
Yeah.
And then all the modern stuff there was nothing really in the present day side of stuff that was...
Maybe that was a deliberate kind of throwback to old horror movies of the time. The imagery was nice at the start, with the white rabbits and stuff. There was quite a lot of good imagery around it. I mean, the concept was that there are these people that are effectively doppelgangers of yourself, and they are all tethered to each other, and she spends quite a lot of the movie actually tethered to something. She's got the handcuffs on for the whole movie. She's tethered to herself at one point, quite literally, which is the kind of theme of the whole thing. So yeah, the visuals were really stunning. At the end, when she's in the subways having that sort of dance fight thing with her doppelganger was absolutely
with the bass line that I've got 5 on it.
Yeah,
it was so good.
It was awesome. It was really cool.
You know what? The whole film was good and it all flowed. The only knock I had on the whole thing was there's always a final twist, and it was almost like a final twist too much. It was right at the point where I could still believe it was all happening, and then that was like, did you need that?
I think maybe 3/4 of the way through the movie, I realised what the final twist was going to be in it.
Yeah, I think I clicked to it about pretty early on, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I was hoping they weren't going to.
Yeah, I think it definitely crossed my mind at the start, but then I didn't think much of it just because of the events that unfolded. But it was right at the end that I was like,
I feel like they kind of threw a spanner in their works right at the last second with that final little twist. It was almost like it wasn't needed. You didn't need to say it, and you could just leave it up to the audience, sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like we could have hinted at it without being so explicit.
Yeah. We'll need to talk about this more, not on camera, and we're trying to talk about it in a way that doesn't ruin it for people.
Yeah.
So,
obviously.
But really, really good, no?
Yeah, good humour. The characters were great. I really actually cared about them. Spent a good amount of time at the start just actually building them up.
Yeah. Like I thought from the half of the trailer I saw, I thought that looked really good.
Yeah.
But then it didn't go the way I expected it to go, and I appreciate the hell out of that.
Definitely.
It could have ended up being really predictable.
Yeah.
But it explained itself well. Like that right before we went in, I don't think we were recording at that point. I said I like it in horror films when you actually find out the origin of it all, where the evil comes from, and it did satisfy in that sense.
Yeah.
I hate it when you get to the end and it's just like you watch it and you know they just didn't know how the hell to end it.
Yeah, like.
And they just it just ended up being pish. You know, like pointless.
Like naked people in the woods pish.
Fucking.
Yeah.
That's gonna haunt us for years.
I hate that movie so much.
So do I. I almost think like.
Hereditary.
I almost think like we should sit and watch it again. Not take it seriously and.
See if it annoys us just quite as much.
Because I feel like it's gonna.
The thing that annoyed me most about it was how good the first hour was.
Yeah, and just.
That's what annoys me about it, was it set up so well and then just drove itself off a fucking cliff. And but that did not disappoint.
No.
More of a thriller than a horror to me.
Depends what you're scared of, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're really creeped out by the thoughts of doppelgangers, invasion of the body snatcher style things, then maybe that stuff would creep you out. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It's nice to see people reacting to those kind of situations in a way that you would expect, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. There was nothing in it really felt forced or anything. Yeah. When they first turn up out the front of the house and Dad's going out there, and at first he's like, okay, move on if you don't mind. Then the next time he goes, I'll get with him. He's like dropping his phone.
And then
y'all won't get crazy now, you know, like that.
And then as soon as they step up, he's like, whoa.
Yeah, he like bolts back in the house. It was such like a true reaction to something like that. He was fantastic. Yeah. Really, really good. Really good. I enjoyed his character so much.
Yeah, definitely.
He's up for playing Kimbo Slice when they do his biography, dude.
Oh, that'd be a good shout.
Hell yeah, that's a good shout. He'll be fantastic for Kimbo, man. That'll be a really interesting story. Kimbo Slice was a mixed martial arts fighter, UFC fighter who died a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, not too long.
He was famous. He made like Backyard Brawls famous. That's how his name got known, and then they put him through the Ultimate Fighter, and he did all right. You know what? He did all right. But really, really interesting character.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
If you want to
bags of personality.
Yeah, so much personality. Winston Duke for playing him will be great.
It's
really great.
I think Not much more needs to be said, really. That's a cracking film. Between that and Get Out, I think most people will consider that a good kind of 2 for 2 from Jordan Peele in his last movies. I wasn't the biggest fan of Get Out, but
no, me neither. But that was
out of the park.
Amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
So yeah, if you've not already seen that film, go and check it out and let us know what you think. We will catch you next time for another review.
Yes. Keep putting cheese on it.
Keep putting cheese on. I put that on it. Beep 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 beep. Beep.
It's like my flapjacks have got doppelgangers. They keep bloody multiplying.
Flapjacks.
Hash brown.
Revealing.
Hey, right.
Get out.
Get out. Imagine if that was in Dundee. We're in Glasgow. Pizza.
Pizza.